Hey everybody, this is Manadog with another Starcraft Underground League Season 2 Finals cast. So the finals for this was between Team Savage and Team Chaos. Today we have the Terran Newbtier from Team Savage against the Zerg Stromkarlen from Team Chaos. This is a heavily speculated upon finals matchup, and the first map is Polestar. So let's jump into it. All right. So spawning in the bottom right, we have the blue Terran, Newbtier. And over in the bottom left, we have the purple Zerg. CPL sucks without me Zerg, that's strong. She's a former, though I will note, retired CPL admin. So that's where the name comes from. She's scouting her overlord the correct direction. I think that both of these players tend very much towards like macro styles. I would be pretty surprised to see really anything cheesy from either of them. So I think we can expect a long series here. Neither of these players are really going to be looking to get cheap wins, but they're both pretty good. I think both fast on the rise, particularly Strom has kind of come back not that long ago and has gotten a lot better since coming back. So I think this could be an exciting one, but we'll see what the players have in store for us. So Newbtier doing a standard wall. And out there, I think in these you typically want the racks on the top. Like in a normal wall, you want it on the bottom, like he's doing. But with these eggs, it kind of creates more gaps, and you'll see like pros will put the barracks on the top on these spawns, and because I'm a lemming, that's exactly what I would do also. Anyway, so Strom is her overlord. She's taking her 12 hatch now, and very standard. So I would expect 2 hatch Muta from her. That's usually what she does, and her Muta control is good. So why would you not? Newbtier just working on his wall. He's actually scouting in the wrong direction. This is the closer natural, and he would have scouted her first if he'd gone the right way. Strom's sending out her second overlord. I think typically you want to sit this for a little bit in the natural. Make sure if this were like an 8 racks or some sort of like a proxy or like a barracks coming down here, you would see it. And Newbtier just gonna be plugging up his wall soon. Needs another depot here, yeah. And say going for a 15cc would be a gamble here for sure, because he hasn't actually scouted Zerg at all. I think by knowing Strom stylistically, would expect overpull, so you have to make sure you get the scout. It's kind of a UPL meme that all the Terrans in UPL die to just like overpull, so. Okay, our pool done, gas making, solid layer timing. CC on the way, we've taken gas, probably see, that's maybe a little fast if anything, we'll probably see an academy soon. Okay, we've got our 2 Marines hanging out, blocking holes, but we only have an initial 2 lings from Zerg, so don't think there's going to be any pressure. What you'll see Strom do a lot is she'll start out with like 4, I think, pretty quickly. I may be wrong about that, and then eventually go up to 6, just to be prepared for like a 4 bout. And she's very good. We're losing the scouting SCV. And then she's very good about kind of bouncing her lings around, avoiding sunks for as long as possible. Although, because she has no vision, she's thinking, well, maybe this is mech. So I definitely need a sunk, just in case a vulture is about to run by. There's no vulture coming, though. So we took our gas pretty early, and then we kind of waited on the academy. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. There's the factory. So this was a rack CC, then into factory. I guess we'll see how the timing on this works. I don't. This feels maybe a little slow. I'm not sure. And then I was thinking for a second maybe it's Valkyrie. Yeah, this could be a Valk build. The academy here also. because you're still going to want to be able to get some bio upgrades for the Valkyrie. You probably want to have a scanner, just because you need to know if this is Lurker or not. Because obviously then you don't really want a Valkyrie. And you need to pivot. Yep. So we're just saturating. Okay. So I guess I was wrong about the Valkyrie because we have a second factory here. So we're probably, yeah, this is going to be an armory. Yep. I'm not sure why we have the academy then. Typically, I think these mech builds are very gas starved for a while, and you kind of need to be throwing all of your gas into like upgrades and Goliaths and factories. Our Spire is almost finished. We have our Overlords. We're well saturated in our gas. We've taken the third. Everything is on schedule for Zerg here, sure. And she does either know or suspect that it is mech because she's getting burrow. First mutas are on the way. I know against mechs sometimes you'll place the third at like a closer location, although I'm not. I don't know. Maybe if you're going muta though, you can do it at a farther location like this. I'm not sure, to be honest. She was definitely anticipating mech early on because she put the sunk down. But yeah, these factories seemed a little late to me. We have no Goliaths and there are mutas, so. And we're putting more turrets than I think you want to put. I think when you go mech, you kind of want to have like a minimal turrets early on. Strom doing a good job of just picking off the first Goliaths. Yeah. You might even, well, she found a hole here. I don't know. This is a low number of mutas to be fighting turrets, but there's definitely potential to be getting some damage here. She's doing a good job at home. She's got her sunk up for a potential vulture. Just droning. So this is nice. This is last ASL, a little bit reminiscent of the Flash against JD game, where he pumped out some early mutas and then he kind of went into drone rounds for a little bit after the initial pressure, although Flash was playing a CC first, so his build was farther along. He had more Goliaths, more to threaten with. So we've also made scanners. I could be wrong about this, but I think you generally don't want to be spending gas on something like that for this build. But maybe Newbtier knows better. I think you kind of just need to be like, obviously Strom didn't go for more immediate mutas here. She greeted a bit behind it, but if she had, like, we have 4 Goliaths right now, and we'd be, if this had just been like heavy on mutas, I think we'd be dead. I mean, it's a lot of turrets, but I mean, turrets don't actually do damage, so once you get, you know, a group of like 11 or so mutas, you start, largely it's like you 2-shot turrets and then they burn down just after. Yeah, so now she's getting armor, flyer armor. She's already got the +1 attack, and she's just pumping mutas. She's just going hard mutas. She could probably take a 4th. I mean, Newbtier really has nothing to go out on the map. That's the other thing. Like, sometimes when you play these mech builds, there's like a timing you'll want to hit, although I think it's more off of like back CC. Yeah, we've also got a starport here. I don't think you can afford to spend all this gas on things that aren't factories, Goliaths, or upgrades in a build like this. Like, we've got a starport here. Don't know what we would be doing with like the control tower also. Maybe the goal here is to get like a Valkyrie in response. But then, like, it kind of makes sense, but also we could just be investing in the Goliaths, you know, at that point. So I guess we'll see if Newbtier starts making a Valkyrie soon. he's very gas starved. He's very gas starved, and he doesn't have a lot of actual army to show for it. Like this is a decent amount, but like at this point, I don't know. I think in a mech build, if you're looking to get a starport and, you know, pump up your factory numbers and like get further upgrades and things, you need to be looking at taking a third gas, because this is, you can't really afford this. So Strom is kind of just pooling her mutas. She's not really looking to fight. And Newbtier is kind of just sitting at home, so both these players are content to macro. I think the worker numbers are maybe a little low for how passive this game has been so far. But Strom is just taking her fourth. Why not? There's nothing stopping her from doing that. She's putting up the creep colonies. You put these, like, you kind of can stagger these, because Goliaths are just, like, absolutely terrible against Sunkens. So you want to make Terran, like, siege and unsiege their tanks and, like, move them up to, like, shoot one Sunken. Buys you a lot of time. You're pumping out mutas, and then you just kind of collapse all your mutas on top of the Terran army. Obviously, like, nobody can produce, like, Zerg that is pivoted into making one thing. And you don't have to deal with travel time in the same way, because all of your stuff is spawning close by. You're also making, you're also making units that fly. Yeah, so he's getting Valkyries here. I think from a gas standpoint, this just feels illegal. Like, this is just too varied of, like, gas expenditure. Like, also because these Valkyries are not going to have any upgrades, and we have 1/1 mutas, and upgrades for Valkyries are, like, a huge deal, because obviously, like, they do very low damage but a lot of attacks. Strom just droning up. She's at a nice drone number now. She's starting her +2 attack. We have some vultures on the map. I guess he scanned because he knew the Ling would be there. Burrowed Ling, you see, well, not there, but typically you'll burrow Lings around the map, and there's one. Because in a normal game of this, mech will not have detection for like a very long time, particularly like a 2-base mech. And so you can just get a lot of free tracking of their army movement. There's not really anything for Terran to do about it, but Newbtier kind of did his own build where he got scanners very quickly. I don't know, we're really going to be relying on these Valkyries, these like 0/0 Valkyries, because like, how many Goliaths is this? This is like a control group and a half, maybe closer to 2 control groups. Strom is countering, she's going to get something done, she's going to keep Newbtier at home. Oh, I think this is a mistake to send these Valkyries first, because we're just going to lose them all. Yeah. Wow. Too narrowly escaping, so that could have been worse. But I still think that was a good exchange for Zerg. See, we're trying to get a science facility here. Like, this is even more gas we can't afford. Like, I think the goal here is we want to get, like, start on +2 upgrades, but you need a third CC and a third gas to do this. This is just, you can't afford this on 2-base. Yeah. And so again, these are separate, they're just going to get picked off. I don't think she had to run there. I think she could have just gone and won. But we are potentially out. We tried to give away the Valkyrie, but Zerg didn't want it. Yeah. So he's making more Valkyries. Again, because these are upgraded mutas, she's countering again, and because these are upgraded, the Valps are going to be less effective. He's going to like lose half of his economy here, so he's pressing. I think she probably wants to come home for this. This is like committed, but instead she's not. I don't know, I think the Terran army was like pretty close here to go for a counter at this point, so I think this is kind of offered Newbtier lifeline. Like, I know that she has this base, and she has a lot of mutas here that aren't. They're just kind of sitting, and she's kind of transitioning to Hydra a little bit. But I think in this case we could have just killed this. Yeah, I kind of think we're still going to. I don't know, these mutas are all very softened up. Did she bring everything? This Valkyrie is doing so little. But even still, like, we just have so many mutas. They're 2-1 mutas. And they're still going to clean this up. I think we very easily could have done this without losing our natural. Obviously much harder to determine that in the game. I mean, I have full vision. I can see, you know, what Newbtier has been spending his gas on. Yeah, I think the main message here for Terran is just that you do not have the gas to do this. Like, you are trying to do too many things, and you're not doing any of them well enough because of it. But this is very, I mean, it's very committed to anti-air. And Strom is pivoting to Hydras. So these Hydras, they're 0-0. They will soon have 1 attack. She's taking the natural again. Still on Lair, but there's not really a reason to go to Hive. She has opted to not go any queens. Like, you can very easily go for spawn broodlings to pick off these tanks. I think you kind of need to do that more if you're going to go into Hydras, so maybe we'll see that eventually. I don't know, we've committed so hard to mutas. I kind of feel like you could just stick on mutas here. Like, his economy is not that strong. He's still on 2 bases. He's going to be mining them out before long. So, like, I think we're in a situation where Terran needs to kill, and what he's doing is not efficient enough to do so. And we're 4 bases. We've got excellent upgrades. I don't know. I don't think there's a reason to pivot to Hydras, but also I think it's probably still going to work just because of where our economy is, and we have just like all of these mutas still. Like 2-1 mutas in big numbers, very scary. Okay, and he also knows that we're going into Hydras because we're catching them on these mines. Still making the Valkyries. How much gas is a Valkyrie? It's quite a lot. I don't know. I know I'm harping on this. Like 50 times I've said that like the way we're spending the gas here is not efficient, but I just think that that's the game here for Terran. Like, I think that's been what's decided it. You know, like there's been a lot of other things, but like the rest of it hasn't particularly mattered just because this is like not an army comp we can afford. Anyway, we'll scout this third finally being taken. This was probably a little easier. Well, I guess if we're thinking because the mutas and Zerg is over here. But this is a pretty defensible position. So Strom is taking a 5th. She could take like a 6th and a 7th if she wanted to be honest. She's up on workers, she's up on supply, she's up on upgrades in her primary units. She's gonna have 1-1 on the lurker or the Hydralisk soon. I don't think the armor matters a ton. Sorry about that, I was missing a fight over here. I mean, we lose the mutas now because we just don't have enough anymore. We've pivoted into something else, but we are countering with the Hydras. And I mean, I think this should kill. Let's see if it does, but this is... Like, obviously the Valkyries don't do anything here, and Hydras for cost do very well against Goliaths, so... We're floating a bit, and... I think we're still gonna win that. No, never mind. Okay. That went worse for Zerg than I thought it would. But we do have a bit of a bank as Zerg, and we are making 15 Hydralisks right now, so... I don't know if there's a lot of opportunity for Newbtier to do much with it. He needs to populate this base ASAP, particularly this gas. He's mined out in his main, he's mined out in his natural, he's not mining currently. Yeah, this needs to get populated. This needs to get taken. Zerg mines out slower, although she is getting there. But because we lost the natural, there's still quite a bit there. I think if Zerg had any knowledge of like this the situation Terran's economy was in, she would know she could just press. He can't make anything. Okay, so we did transfer from the main over there. Getting a little vision. Vultures on the map. We're gonna get these 3 drones. A huge deal. So we're gonna basically put 46 SCVs right here. Okay, we're making the other CC. That's good. That's very good. Okay, we lost those drones. Economy, the worker counts are pretty even, but obviously that favors Zerg. And she's getting 2/2 on the Mutalisks, and also Overlord speed. Okay, ready to fly this over, but Zerg knows about it. I mean, you notice the economic difference. Strom spent her bank and continued to spend well, so you look, she's back up 30 supply, whereas she was down 30 not long ago. These 0/0 Valkyries are going to be even worse once the 2 Flyer Carapace finishes. Both players are kind of just macroing up. Yep, we're going to take this. And I think, I don't know, this is a tough spot for Terran. I think we just need to be fortifying. Yeah, we don't really have the money to do it. But we need to be like throwing down a ton of missile turrets. Maybe if there's anywhere you wanted to put the Valkyries, you could like park them on top of the CC. Just because you need to get your economy back rolling, and you just need to make that full for Zerg to contest, I think. At this point, you know, we've been short on gas all game, but if we somehow had a radiate, it would be nice. Yeah, just pumping Goliaths, basically. Pumping Goliaths, pumping tanks. We need to be setting up our economy. 2 bases, please take this gas ASAP. Cloud coming in to fight. And Newbtier just doesn't have, he just didn't have the money. He had like such a lull in his economy, he has no way to defend this anymore. So I think this should be the game, whether it's called or not, and there it is. So that's game 1 to Strom. Okay, game 2 is going to be on attitude. Let's give Strom a point. Okay. Alright, let's find out if I set this up correctly. Yep, attitude, Strom. Alright. So we're into game 2. We have Strom, who is Strömkarlen, the purple Zerg in the top left. She's currently up 1 game. Scouting in the correct direction again. And we have Newbtier in the bottom right, currently down 1 as the blue Terran again. He went for a mech build in the first game, but kind of also tried to go for Valkyries on 2 gas, which really can't afford. I'm harping on it one more time. But let's see if there's an adjustment to that in game 2. Or he wants to continue with mech. I've seen him play bio in the past, so I know he's capable as well. Yep. So just very standard opening. Doesn't look like he's walling this time. Or if he is, the SCV is quite late. Maybe he forgot. No. Okay, so he's just building it inside. This is a nice spawn and location to wall on right over here. But may have just slipped his mind. Strom as a player is someone I think I would probably always wall against, because like the odds of for pulling you are like slim to none. And now that I said that, she can 4-pull me next time we play. Okay. Just placing our barracks. 11 racks, regular timing. So I wonder if we're gonna go, okay, we're sending out the scout, so it doesn't look like we're going for a faster factory this time. Strom placing her 12 hatch. And she is drone scouting in the other direction, very normal. I think we'll just see another 2-hatch muta from her. Getting her drones ready to take these. Yep. There's the pool and the extractor. Very normal. We've got an overlord looking at our natural, make sure there's no bunker going down. The drone and the SCV are gonna meet. High five as they walk past each other. Okay, so we have 2 racks before the CC. So I think I mentioned Wolfix in the first game. He's got a really great F to S series that he's been doing where he's, unlike most F to S series, he's like explaining a ton. Any Terrans should check that out. But the TVZ build that he is doing in that series is a 2 racks before CC. So my guess would be that Newbtier is maybe a fan of that, and I think it's that, or we're going to take a gas very shortly, and maybe this is some kind of like a Sparks rush or something. I don't know, I think the gas is already late for that, so I think we're probably going to, okay, we're doing some marine pressure. And we have a pair of lings coming down, so just the 2 lings, this might be scary. Taking the CC behind it, or we tend to. There we go. CC is down. I missed the lair timing, but I'm sure it was good. Okay, we have our sunk that would be for mech, but in this instance it would double as anti-marine defense, but these marines are heading home anyway, so it's not going to come up. Our gas, got our academy, so looking much more like a bio game this time. It's a little unfortunate for Terran that we are cross spawn, you know, because once you've been invested in the early second racks, it's nice to have more opportunity to be able to pressure. And we have that less so in this game. Okay, here's our Spire. We see, are we light on drones here? This feels light on drones to me. We're making more though, okay. This is probably just me not knowing Zerg builds well enough, but yeah. I think you want to take the geyser pretty quick after you throw it on the Spire. Pumping drones. Yep, there's the geyser. So everything more or less is like, plan is in motion. A little bit of ling pressure, got some marines. Starting our stem. I mean, we have enough marines to walk out. Maybe try and force some larvae to be used. It's another nice thing that you see Wolfix do a lot in his series is he just has these like fat marine counts early on. An SCV, that's nice. For 3 lings. Okay, we have our eBay. We're just staying home though. Units being made. +1 will probably be started shortly. Yeah, there it is. And our drone going out for the 3rd. Everything's pretty on schedule. I do think our economy was maybe a little bit behind, like maybe we were a little slow on a couple of the drones. Not a lot though, like I think these mutalisks are like, you know, maybe like 10 seconds or so late, it's not bad. Turrets coming down, they're gonna be in time. Nice little bioforce, range is on the way. Strom's gonna see what she can find. 2 right there, so probably not there. There's a nice little pocket here if you could somehow get in here, but this is a lot of bio. A nice thing about this like 2 racks early build is You just have a lot of stuff very quickly. You know, like this is like a good amount of bio to have for this point. Throwing down our turrets. Upgrades in a nice spot, just seeing what we can do. She's going for more faster mutas this time. I mentioned last time she did the drones very quickly, got a little bit of greed in there. She's also throwing down the Hydra Den, so it's maybe a Hydra pivot in expectation of heck? I don't know. Again, I may not know the timings, but I feel like this Hydra Gen is maybe a little fast. I'm probably wrong. So not a ton done with the mutas so far. This is like a pretty scary Bioforce. I feel like Newbtier could press with this and potentially get something done. And we have a third located in like a anti-mech position. So there's actually 2 ramps. If you're trying to hold this with lurkers, it's like a pain in the ass. The Zerg, because you need to cover both these ramps as opposed to just like one normally. Okay, and she's going into like faster lurkers. Maybe these are regular lurkers. I think I just don't know the timing. Because by the time they're made, they're gonna be like the upgrade's done. We've made the Hydras and we morph them. It's gonna be like a pretty good timing. So I think I'm just talking out my ass here. Okay. +1 for mutas, about done. But we might lose 2 free overlords here. This could be painful. Not going to supply block us, but obviously we wanted those. And it's actually not even going to delay the lurkers. So it seemed like a fairly good trade for Zerg there. After the overlords, of course. Yeah, the bio is not really staying as bald as it needs to be, although we are missing a couple swipes also. Taking a little bit of fire. But I think overall the muta control is good. Our first lurkers are on the way. All at the natural. If he knew about this, this is... Like, if he knew about this and had been, you know, was like macroing up at home, which he mostly is, like, I feel like this would have been kind of free if he knew about it. So there's not going to be a lurker here for a little bit. Even if there were, there's, you know, 2 ways to get up.
Yo, what's up? This game is cool so far.
Hey, this is Dopa jumping in. Hey Dopa, how are you?
Yo, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing alright. Let's see, this is game 2 of Strom against Newbtier. This is from the finals of season 2.
Yeah, I saw the first game. It was quite different from this one.
Yeah, we had mech in the first game from Terran.
Yeah, changing it up a lot here for Newbtier. I like it though.
Yeah,
I mean, this much bio this early is quite rough. I think maybe that is why we went for the earlier Hydra then, because the Bioforce was so big. Maybe.
Yeah, Newbtier did the if you've seen any like Wolfix's F to S build where he does like the 2 barracks before getting the CC. Yeah, so that's what Newbtier did.
Can be tough to deal with for sure. Oh!
Wow. It was 2 ships passing in the night. Okay, so Zerg Tech. We're looking to get our +1 soon. We've got our lurkers up. 3 lurkers. They're not super well positioned, but I still don't think this can really be busted, especially not if we give away the medics at the start. Oh, I don't know,
oh wow, what a gamble going in here.
Yeah, wow, ballsy. You can tell by me saying that this wouldn't work, I wouldn't have done it, but then it did. Well,
we kind of held here, right?
Yeah, we lost the entire force. Okay, so maybe I was right in the end.
Yeah.
I'll take the
I mean, Terran also killed a bunch of stuff, I guess, so maybe it's still even. Maybe it wasn't a throw, but...
I mean, we lost all the mutas, and then it was like 3 lurkers and some sunks. So I think the mutas are probably substantial, just because now Strom has really no way to, like, contest anything for a bit. Okay, she's going ultras on 3 bases though. Skipping Defiler. Right?
But also the Muta phase were kind of over, so like maybe she was happy trading them off for the Marine Force there.
That's fair. That's a good point.
And I think this will just give her time now to get up to Hive Tech.
Yeah, and she's taking a 4th in the corner over here. I don't think Newbtier has any idea about that. He's got his vessels out, upgrades. He's still at 1-0, so that's a little concerning. The 1 armor is going to finish, but we haven't even started. +1 attack, so that might end up being a problem later.
So this was ultras before Defiler then, right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if she's I don't know if she's gonna do Defiler at all. Like sometimes in these cases when you see Zergs just go with the Ultralisk Cavern, they just decide to skip Defilers, which I think can work.
Is that because she felt safe? No, there's a Defiler then though.
You know, I'm not sure. I think like it's certainly an easier style to play. Like Defilers are obviously like incredibly powerful, but they're also really clunky to use. And you have to play that mini game where like Terran is just like irradiating your Defilers, and it's just honestly very difficult for Zerg. So I mean, I can definitely see how sometimes it's tempting. You're like, yeah, but what if I just make an Ultralisk and just punch you in the face? Okay. So worker count is like pretty low for Newbtier. He hasn't really been pressured very much, so I think he probably needs to like get some real damage here. Strom's drone count is a bit better, but she doesn't have a ton of standing army at the moment. She's got Consume. If that were a little bit faster, it would probably be much better. This is pretty scary, I think.
Yeah, I mean, now we don't, we only have 3 lurkers in the natural, just like before, but we have no Muta this time, far less Sunks, and the Terran army looks much scarier this time.
Yeah, and crucially,
3
these
ultras morphing though.
Yeah. Crucially, these lurkers are also not stacked, so Newbtier can just irradiate these all at once, and it buys a lot less time.
Oh yeah. I mean, the ultras are going to pop up just as he's going in, I think.
And they will be. Oh, is it going to be fast?
The Defiler is not going to do anything. Wow.
But we don't see this lurker, so it gets a couple extra shots.
Is there an ultra there, do you think? I don't think it matters at this point. Oh, they're coming from the main.
Yeah, there's only 3 of them. Yeah, they're kind of melting.
Yeah, it's not enough.
It's not, yeah. I think you're right. And they're all stuck among the drones. I think that actually, the drones actually kind of hurt there. I think that'll probably do it. I think we're probably going to get a game 3 in this one.
Yeah, it looks like that for sure. I mean, this was well executed by Newbtier, keeping up the pressure throughout. It was never a time where he didn't have like a bio presence.
For sure, and good of him to recognize his opportunity here.
Yeah, for sure.
I completely missed it. I don't. We probably canceled this because there's no creep. Maybe she felt she needed the resources elsewhere.
But I mean, if she had the Defiler then before the Ultralisk Cavern, then maybe she did have the Defiler on time. Because the Defiler just spawned, right, but it didn't have energy to cast Dark Swarm. So if we had like 15 more seconds there, maybe we would have held, so that's interesting.
Yeah, I think she kind of just missed on the consume timing. I think you're right about that. Yeah, because I don't think this was breakable at all if consume was up. And then as Zerg, when you get in these situations where they just have like a vessel cloud, it just feels like you can kind of never crawl out of a hole because everything you make just gets irradiated immediately.
Yeah.
Strom's a fighter. She's staying in, see if she can turn this one around. But I think we probably are going to a game 3 here. We're going to get an eraser. A long distance eraser. Or we're just going to lose it to Scourge, maybe.
Oh, the Scourge missing it.
Yeah, they had other things to do. It's painful too.
What a game ender.
Yeah.
If we don't GG after this, then I'm not sure what's happening.
Yeah.
Oh, we're taking a place over in the top right, I guess.
This is just the fantasy GG timing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think you like to see that when you're in like a league, to know that the people on your team are willing to like, you know, tough it out and like never really looking to give up.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm much whinier.
I mean, the main is not destroyed yet, so I guess she has a defiler morphing, and she wants a Newbtier to show her that yeah, you can actually destroy my base here.
Yeah. 17 drones is pretty rough though.
Yeah.
Newbtier has a lot of bio. He's finally taking his third, which is good. Because his SCV count was low, he isn't mained out. He's still got a while on the main, a long time on the natural. So I guess that's the
How many
advantage.
barracks do we have as Terran?
5?
Wow.
Yeah, pretty light.
That's impressive to me that he had so much bio with so few barracks, actually.
Yeah, I think he was really on top of like pumping out the Marines. I think there was an opportunity to have even more, but you can definitely see the influence of like good attentive macro there for sure. All right, we're staying in it. We are, however, losing this somewhat hidden 3rd/4th. And that'll call it. All right, we got a series.
Wow, GG.
Okay. Let me just update my scoreboard real quick.
Wolfix is really out there trying to make CVT even harder.
Wow, I respect him for that.
Yeah.
You think about it, he's been a student of that for a while because he's played 1-1-1 for so long, which can be like so painful to deal with.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so map 3 is going to be Neosylphid, not a shocker there. Okay, let's see if I got the overlay right. Yeah, I think I did. Okay, so we have 1-1 series here, with Strom taking the first map and Newbtier taking the second. Strom will spawn in the 12 o'clock position. Again, is the purple Zerg. I think this is the spawn you generally want, Zerg on this map.
Yeah, for sure.
And then Newbtier spawning as the blue Terran left. And I mean, you specifically don't want this spawn in a ZVT as Terran. I mean, the mining is great, but I mean, mutas absolutely eat this mineral layout alive. There's just so much space to go around here. You know, like a strong muta player can just make this so painful. Okay, it looks like, okay, we're walling the main, so maybe this is another mech play like in game 1. Maybe we're doing a 1-1-1, but we should see an earlier gas this game, most likely. I think if you're going to go for more of a standard play, you usually wall out here. But we'll see where he goes with it. So
I do wonder if Strom will go for a heavier muta this game, if he gets the chance, because this really is the map where you really just can win the game in the muta phase.
For sure. And for those that don't know Dopa, he is well qualified to say that as a muta expert.
I wouldn't say that, but sure.
Well, I just did. So we have we have the natural being taken here. This is another 12 hatch. I would not be surprised to see just another 2 hatch muta to open. Newbtier has thrown kind of a variety of builds here, so I don't think there's any way Strom you can really know what's coming. Crucially though, we have not taken the gas yet, which is a little suspicious to me. Usually if you're walling the main, you want an earlier gas. Okay, Strom just progressing along normally. Newbtier getting the first scout. Both players first scouted each other. Still no gas. We were gonna make a CC. Okay, I guess we're lifting and we're gonna make an on-location CC, but we just decided to put our wall in the main. That's a unique choice. Okay, pretty standard builds. We're gonna be looking at the lair timing here. All right, 56, not bad, not bad. So I'm kind of just confused about what this wall does, right? Like we're trying to make a CC that we're not defending. If we have this wall, I don't know why we would start the CC inside of it. Just float it out later. We are making it, but maybe Newbtier had like a read here that he thought Strom would play pool first. But pool first is, you know, unless it's a 4 pool, it's perfectly holdable with the wall here. The spawn is fine for it. In fact, this is like probably the easiest spawn in a case like that. Like in this one, you'd have your Marines spawning out on the bottom, which you don't want. And on this one over here, the wall is a bit funkier. So there's like an opportunity to get that wrong. Yeah, so Strom seems confused by this as well and has made a sunk in case there's a vulture. We of course know that there isn't.
Yeah, I mean behind that, I guess there could be like a factory, right? Behind the wall.
Yeah, there could be, and I mean, I would probably expect there to be, like seeing this. So, yeah, I would be very confused if I were in her position. But this is just going to be, this is actually a 1 Rax bio build. So this is going to be a lot less bio than the first time. He's not really going to have any ability to move out on the map, but his tech will be a bit faster for it. And there's the second Rax though coming up, which is, I think we're kind of mixing and matching builds a little bit here from Newbtier.
And Strom is playing a stock standard 2H Muda, it seems like. It's gonna be a 25 supply hatchery now, I would assume, in the bottom right there with the drone, yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think this is very much her comfort zone.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Overlord.
So exactly what you said.
Spire is on time as well. Yeah, that's a good Spire timing, and I mean this map as well. Ooh, I think defending this Muta here will be tricky.
Yeah, all of the naturals on this map are very difficult to defend Muta from, I would say. And then the mains kind of vary, but the naturals are all great for Mutas here. So we have our third Rax, an early factory. Usually you don't see the factory until like at the earliest 6 minutes. In game 1, Newbtier went for Valkyries, but he did it in kind of like a mech build where he couldn't really afford it. So it's possible he wants to go Valkyrie here with a bio build where it's more reasonable.
We actually delayed getting Muta attack, not after 5 Muta, but after we had made like 8 Muta or something. So the Muta timing of getting up to 8 Muta would be even quicker than usual. I guess just as the turrets are being made.
Okay, so with her initial Mutas, she'll just kind of poke around, see what's up. Is there anything? Wow, real opportunity that she could have had at the barracks here. These are late.
Oh yeah, going to the barracks first is often like a good idea, I think. But here the natural was so much closer that maybe we consider that better here.
Yeah, that's probably it. So this does look like it's maybe going to be like a tank Valkyrie play. Should be.
Oh, down here though. Oh, that's weak.
Yeah.
And already here, I guess it's only 2 turrets and the Bioball is not here. Do we have 8 meat already? Yeah, it looks like there's 8 because that was 3 swipes. We keep hammering this barracks position here. With this wall close by, I mean this is a Zerg's dream here, micro dream.
Yeah, I think you can just live here and just try to end the game off it.
For sure. It will be very difficult for Terran. I think Terran has to try to make turrets further away. I don't think this turret will be made if Zerg keeps at it here. I don't think Zerg should let off the pressure here. We really need like every second here.
Yeah.
Oh, that turret didn't have to be made, I don't think.
think she just went home to macro for a sec.
Yeah.
And these, like, this looks like it was supposed to be Valkyrie, but we don't have an armory yet, so it's gonna be delayed. I wasn't paying close enough attention, but I don't think that Newbtier has marine range. I have a hard time telling just from looking at it, but
yeah, me too.
I think there's a lot of opportunity for these mutas to continue to feast.
We're going to tank some turrets here to kill a lot of SCVs, and while we're making drones higher than in Queen's Nest at home, so we are looking to transition in a better state for sure.
Yeah, this is looking pretty great for Zerg, I'd say. Strong Mutacout hanging out. This is still vulnerable. This is still only 2 turrets.
Yeah, I also think the barracks are still a point where she could have kept at it, but I mean, just denying the mining here on the second base will also be very strong, of course.
Yeah, I think this is kind of like a buffet of juicy mutalisk targets, so
yeah,
in a way you can't go wrong. Play at home, just got some drones, she's getting lurker. So she's not planning to necessarily end the game with mutas, or she's got long-term plans here.
those are some good swipes there.
Yeah.
Wow, nice.
And for Terran, I don't think we ever made the armory. I don't think I ever saw it in the production tab, so I don't know if I may have misread this, thinking that it was supposed to be Valkyrie. It just looked like a Valkyrie tank push to me. Maybe he was intending to do more of like a tank vessel timing. But we don't have the science facility either, so I'm not sure.
We have 8 Hydras being made, it looks like. So we're gonna go quite heavy with the lurkers in the beginning, maybe. As far as I know, it's more common to make less than that. Maybe you only have like 4 or 5 lurkers or something.
So I run into this on ladder sometimes, where like a Zerg is kind of just flexing on me, and they'll make a bunch of lurkers, and like just when you think you finally kind of gotten on top of the mutas, like there's a reprieve, and then like a control group of lurkers just walk into your main. Just like that's why.
I think this this playstyle of like going for still going for the lurkers and the hive tech and stuff, but keeping up like the aggressive spirit of Zerg, but like instead of using the lurkers only defensively and trying to fight for map control and sending them forward, it's kind of something that I would like to try out, and let's see how if she made that many lurkers in the attention to fight for map control here, or we are going to stay back.
The Defiler timing is also is better this game, so she may have an opportunity to just walk up and put down a cloud. And these mutas are getting pretty soft, so the muta phase might be drawing to an end here. She hasn't been making more for a while, but she's still getting good value out of them.
100%. I mean, keeping this army like at home for this long time, and then the defilers and consume is done and stuff. I mean, I think even the 10 lurkers are moving out now from Zerg Natural. We're going to burrow outside, and we have a few coming from the bottom base. Wow.
So do you think this is just to cut off reinforcements, or do you think she's just gonna try and go for it a bit?
We might be forced back. I wonder if why he scanned there. If he like for some reason saw them, or if they weren't on hold position maybe, or because it looked like to me that they were like set up in hold position for as like a trap, right?
Yeah, maybe he just had to read on it. I think we can firmly say here that Newbtier is a cheater, and he was stream watching her, and that's how we knew.
Yeah,
we can level those accusations. Yeah, he's a real sketchy guy. So, for anyone that doesn't know Newbtier, we're of course kidding. He's like super nice.
Super nice cheater.
That's how he hides it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think we're kind of light on the racks count. We're not really looking to take an expansion yet as Terran. Man, but these mutas are still alive. This is... we got so much out of these.
Yeah, I think Strom is playing this really well for sure. I mean, the drone count is looking very solid. And we have a bunch of lurkers, we have Scourge, we have defilers up in time. But I mean, even at this position, I guess we kind of have to... Terran, I guess, is not pressuring the natural expansion. But at some point we gotta move out as well, right? We gotta like try and fight back and gain control. And that's where I think the defiler lurker, like it really comes to show, like that's where it's really difficult. And even if you're ahead, I think games can be thrown.
Yeah. Definitely, I agree with you. But we do have Consume. Plague is on the way. Upgrades are started. It's that +2 attack, though, finishing soon for Newbtier, so he's a bit ahead on the upgrades.
Well, there's a Dark Storm forward. Are we preparing some sort of offensive here?
We're definitely thinking about it. He's picked off a lot of the lurkers around here, though. We're down to what? Just 2. So it's gonna be just lings. These look like slow lings to me.
Oh, there's the Dark Storm, like red carpet.
Yeah.
But Newbtier reacts.
See if we can
Can
get
go out.
that.
Oh, that's not gonna work, right? Oh, we get the Science Master. Wow.
There's another one. Still a big get, though.
Yeah, and I mean, also though, like look at this. How much resources Strom is banking here. Like Zerg macro at this point is tough because we gotta make like 4 or 5 different types of units and stuff, and it's very hard to spend resources at this stage.
Yeah, and I think once you get to Hive, you probably want to throw down a couple extra hatcheries, right?
I would assume so, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like we want lurkers, but they are just like gas intensive and doesn't really cost that much minerals. We need like a shit ton of Zerglings, I think, also. But Zerglings suck without the tech units, so it's tough to balance it out for sure. And then we are like making units from another base on the other side of the map at the same time, so it's tough.
Yeah, just the whole setup is like impossible. I don't really... I respect but don't fully understand Zergs that try to play like this below like A rank.
What?
Because, wow.
That was sick.
Some real spines. So Newbtier does know now about this third. It's been here for a while, but he recently discovered it. So he's going to try and pressure a little bit. There's only a sunk here.
Oh, do we react at Strom? Do we get the Dark Storm? Or maybe it doesn't work for the
It doesn't work on the buildings, but it does work on the Zerglings. And she is taking.
Oh, we lure the Zerglings out and then we shoot them and then we go in. Wow, Newbtier is playing really well.
Yeah, good control from Newbtier for sure.
Oh, the Nidus Zerglings are coming through.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna kill that many. I think we kill. Did we even kill any drones? Maybe we did.
I think we got a few. I do wonder if like, because like Strom could surely notice that these lings are slow. But I think it's like one of those things where like your brain kind of passes the period where you would normally think about ling speed and then you kind of just don't think about it again.
Oh, what? Are the lings slow?
Aren't they? Am I just wrong here? They look slow to me.
No, they are slow, right?
I think so, yeah. Like I think she used the... Maybe she was thinking mech earlier, you know? And so she didn't spend that, and she was like maybe...
But we got adrenal, what's it called? Adrenal glands, right?
I don't think so. I guess we'll see next time they attack, but I don't think she has any of like the spawning pool upgrades.
Wow.
But she does have a 4th. And a huge bank.
Yeah, I mean at this point I think down there at the 4th we make like a shit ton of hatcheries. Just gets the Zergling upgrades, we get the adrenal glands and stuff. The 4 gases as well. We have a lot of resources and we have 4 gases. If we can just defend and start producing more units, I think Zerg is good, but at this point Terran pressure is gonna be rough if we don't have more stuff.
Yeah, and I think both of these players are probably like somewhat fatigued at this point. Like every game in this series has been pretty long.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just hard to do all that basically. Like they all know that they should have more of these things, but it's just to do it is another story sometimes.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah.
guess I thought we were trying to take a third as Terran here, but we didn't end up doing it. We've been light on SCVs the entire game, so it's 17.5 minutes and we haven't yet mined out. But normally that would be a real consideration at this point, taking like a third to fourth.
We're starting to produce some ultras here now. I wonder if we will blow the entire bank on ultras and then go for an A move.
Yeah. And I think she's already made the ultra armor, so she's got +1, +2 is about to finish. So what, these are going to be like +4 armor ultras like out of nowhere with speed upgrade as well.
Yep. Yeah. So I feel like we need Lings to whiff the ultras though. I mean, oh, now we're getting Ling speed actually.
Yeah, she realized. Yeah, it's definitely better. You definitely want to like have the ultras there to like tank too, but then like for supplies, Zerglings actually do insane damage. But ultras by themselves are also good. Not the greatest plague ever, but the Defiler gets back on.
There is not a lot defending here right now, that's for sure. It's like 2 Sunkens, 1 Ultra, 1 Defiler. That's not a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but we do have Darksworn. So this is actually an immortal Ultralisk right now. And she's building at the 4th, definitely needs to get 2 more drones in this gas, so it really starts pumping into production. But supply favors Zerg, and I mean in a late game situation especially like this that's always like fantastic for Zerg. We need to not piecemeal these though, like we need to kind of consolidate our forces and then go, rather than sending like bite-sized amounts of units of Terran. Here's the wing counter.
I'm not sure who is trading effectively here.
I feel like they're kind of going back and forth. It's just like Newbtier has no economy. It's really just it. Like he's just now mined out in like almost 20 minutes. The natural.
There's only 4 SCVs mining minerals in his natural. Wow.
Yeah, he's been on 20-something SCVs since the Mutaphase, and I mean, for anything else, I think that was the easiest thing to fix. That's been the biggest factor. Alright, and Newbtier calls it. I think this was like a really strong game from Strom overall. Pretty good series from her. Game 1 was also pretty nice.
Yep.
But a lot of positives from both players. And I just wanted to also say thank you to Dopa for dropping in. I didn't know you were going to be here, but I very much appreciate having you, and you did an excellent job, so thank you.
No worries, it was fun.
Alright, so that's the end for this series. GG's.